Good evening, everyone. I am Chandini Khatka Walsh. I'm originally from Nepal. I came to the United States about 16 years ago as an international student myself, and I currently work as Director of International Housing Programs for Jacksonville State University. Thank you for attending this webinar using next 9 slides of my portion of the presentation. I will be talking about intensive English program, IEP online options, how to search for the program, cost, financial aid, other considerations, and online English language program at Jacksonville State University. Thank you. So there are many English language courses that range from academic English for students who are wanting to get into US universities and colleges to cultural and language courses for travelers. So intensive English program is the most common English language learning program. The program normally consists of different courses in reading, listening, grammar, writing, American idioms, presentation, research, etc. Students are normally required to attend the class for 12 to 25 hours per week, depending on the program, the school, or the provider that you select. IEPs may or may not offer academic credit bearing classes. And what that means is there may be some English classes embedded into IEP program that you could count as college credit towards your bachelor degree program. So those are the type of courses that you call academic credit bearing. So some IEPs offer that and some don't. And then there are IEPs that are online and that are in person. So quickly touching on why intensive English program. The most obvious reason is because English is one of the most commonly used language in the world. So knowledge of English language can help you become globally competitive. IEPs can be taken for academic or professional needs. And IEPs normally use the placement test to determine the level of your proficiency. And then programs are built to meet your needs based on what level you get placed in. So that's the advantage of being in the program. That if you are quite proficient in English and you just need some, brushing up on your skills, then you may be placed at a higher level and you may just need 1 or 2 sessions of the program. And then there are many providers that you can choose from. Next slide, please. Since this is a virtual program webinar, let's focus on online intensive English programs. So there are obviously, like Amelia mentioned earlier, because of pandemic, many universities and schools and community colleges are now offering online intensive English programs if they didn't before. So you have so many options to choose from. So online IEPs can be synchronous or asynchronous. So in synchronous program, you get to learn language with an instructor logging in at the same time as you are logged in for the class. So it is very similar to going to a class where the teacher is there to explain materials and to help you right at that moment. Many online synchronous IEPs allow you to work in small groups of 4 or 5 students and then go back to your whole class and share your work. So this synchronous is very much like being in a classroom, except it's going to be a virtual classroom. This program is ideal for those students who have much more time to get exposure to the English language. And then there are asynchronous IEPs, in which the student enters a online platform, and there are already instructions on the reading materials, the videos that you need to watch, the exercises that you need to complete. So you will not have a live instructors present, but there may also be a recorded lecture from instructors. But if you have any questions or you need further explanation on course materials you read on, you can then email the instructor or use the chat box option if that online platform allows you to do so. And the instructors then get back to you, a day later or a few hours later, addressing your concerns and questions. The advantage of asynchronous program is that you can learn at your own pace and time. So you don't have to be logging into the system at specific times. So that's the advantage of asynchronous. And this is beneficial for students with little time or really busy schedule, work or class schedule. Online IEPs help you get access to flexible and affordable programs without having to sacrifice the quality of programs. So online, like I was saying, online IEPs are offered by universities and colleges and recognized providers, independent providers who are required by their accreditation bodies to ensure the quality of instructions. Therefore, you don't have to worry about the quality of the program that you receive just because it is online, as long as they are being offered by providers who are properly accredited. Online IEPs offer more flexibility, allowing students to learn English language without having to travel abroad. And they are much affordable, like Elizabeth had mentioned about short-term programs, because you really don't have to incur the travel cost or housing cost or other institutional fees that you would have to incur if you are to be on campus. So that's the advantage of online IEPs. Next slide, please. So how to find intensive English programs? You've heard me say providers quite a few times earlier. So provider means universities, community colleges, independent providers. It could be ELS, Kaplan. So all these institutions that offers IEPs are termed as providers. And the resources to look for those providers. So who are these providers and what type of English programs are they offering? So the resources that you need to refer to, or that we recommend that you refer to, are IEP membership associations. And I'm going to go a little bit in detail in a little bit. And then IEP accreditation agencies, study state consortiums, or Education USA offices in your area. Next slide, please. So Education USA office, that's the URL, and you can always contact Emilia's office as well if you want to use them as your resource. If you are going to use IEP Membership Association as a resource to find the providers and the program, then English USA is the largest association of accredited English language programs in the United States. I have placed the web address over there, so you can, take a screenshot of it. You can go to their page, and I believe there is a tab called Find Program. When you click on it, you'll be able to see list of providers who are part of this association. The other resource for you is the accreditation agencies. So ACCET, which is the acronym for Accrediting Council for Continuing Education and Training, and CEA, which is acronym for the Commission on English Language Program Accreditation. These are the two national accrediting agencies for IEP. IEPs. So they also have lists of providers that are accredited by their agencies. So you can always refer to their page to make sure that you are getting information on the providers, that you can be assured that these are going to be the good programs. And I do want to point out that some universities may not be accredited by those two accrediting agencies that I just mentioned, because the universities are often, they have this umbrella accreditation, and that takes care of ensuring the quality of programs. So just because they are not listed in those CEA and ACCET listing does not mean that they may not be accredited programs. So to be on the safe side, you can always refer to those accrediting agencies' website, as well as the English USA membership website, to look for the provider information. Then other resources such as Study State Consortia. So Study State Consortia are members of the US Department of Commerce Study State Initiative. They have organizations in 30 different states. On this map, I have listed just few to kind of give you an idea on how Study State Consortia are really, in almost all parts of the United States. So if you know which state you would like to look for the providers in, you can just go to the website that I've provided there. And let's say you are interested in Alabama, that's where I'm from. So if you would go to Study Alabama page, it will list all the universities and colleges and high schools that are part of this consortium. And then you can see whether or not IEPs or online IEPs are offered through these universities or community colleges or schools. Next slide, please. So now let's talk about cost. So cost of online IEPs do vary based on the providers. So whether you are choosing universities, or you are choosing community college, or you are choosing ELS or Kaplan, depending on who the provider is, the pricing of the program may differ. And also the cost differs based on the duration of the program. Since we are talking about short-term programs, the most widely available short-term IEPs are for 4-week length of time. And the cost for a 4-week program ranges from $1,000 to $1,800. Normally, the cost would include the placement tests to test your level, tuition, sometimes fees, and course materials. Next slide, please. So, talking about the financial aid or scholarship opportunities, I know many students look for those information. Again, like Elizabeth mentioned, the short-term programs, it's very difficult to find scholarship for short-term programs. However, during my research process, I found these two links where it lists some schools who do provide scholarship for IEPs. Now you do have to check with the school or the provider themselves to see whether or not those scholarships can apply to online IEPs. But I thought these could be useful information for you to have. So that's the URL right there. Next slide, please. So, the other considerations in selecting right IEP for you, I think the main thing will be for you to decide what is your goal, what is your future goal in pursuing IEPs. Is it to be admitted to the university or community college in the United States, or is it to be more competitive in a job market in your country? Is it just to have a American English knowledge, or is it, to be used as um, promotional opportunities in your current job? So it really depends on what your goals are when deciding which IEPs to choose for you. The other thing is accreditation of programs or providers, and we've already touched on that um, just a while ago. So the accreditation is important to ensure that the quality program is that you are receiving quality program, that you are receiving instructions from qualified instructors. So that's why it is important to make sure that the providers and the programs are accredited. And then cost versus program features is another considerations. Oftentimes we are cost conscious, and our natural instinct probably will be to go for a cheaper program. But then you do have to be mindful of looking at the program as a whole to see what am I getting for this cost. So, there is this idiom that says you get what you pay for. So you do have to look at everything that you are getting for the cost that you are paying. So some programs may be a little more expensive, but they may provide added features or added benefits, such as conversation partner program or online tutoring and so forth. So that it may be worth spending few hundred more dollars if you are going to get more out of the program. And then other consideration will be online versus in person. So is it, do you have sufficient time and budget to be traveling to the United States for IEPs? Or, are you wanting just a short-term courses and you are on a budget, then online IEPs may be a better fitted program for you. So those are some of the considerations that you may want to keep in mind when selecting IEPs. So next slide is going to be about Jacksonville State University and the online IEP that we offer. So Jacksonville State University, or JSU, which is known as the friendliest campus in the South, is located in the northeastern part of the state, Alabama. And if for those of you who don't know Alabama, Alabama is in the southeastern region of the United States. So JSU was established in 1883 as public university. We have been hosting international students since 1946. This is our 75th year of having international programs on our campus. We are home to 9,000 students from around the state and around the world. We currently have 124 international students from 47 different countries, and we do have 6 students from Spain as well. With regard to our English language program, we offer both online and in-person IEPs through our English Language Institute, ELI. We offer IEP for students who are looking to be admitted to bachelor or master's degree program, as well as for students who are wanting to learn American English and improve their command in English language. So as you can see on the slide, our online IEP is of 4 weeks duration with 12 hours per week instructions. It is a synchronous program, which means the instructors are going to be live and will be online to teach and answer any questions you may have right at that moment. Our program offers courses in listening, speaking, reading, writing, public speaking, advanced pronunciation, critical thinking, conversation partners, and so forth. So the cost of our program is $1,800, which covers tuition fees and course materials. And successfully completing IEP from our program helps you get admitted to our bachelor degree program and may even qualify you for merit scholarship without English proficiency test score. So if you are looking for online IEP, I hope you will consider JSU as one of your options. And I hope my presentation has been able to give you some resources to refer to when deciding on what may be right IEP for you and what provider may be right provider for you.